Welcome to DXT School. Today's lesson is about reading. A plea for the preservation of St. Jude's Quarter. Julian Sterling, Ph.D. 12 Heritage Lane, Old Town District, October 14, 2023. To the members of the Heritage and Urban Planning Committee, I am writing this missive not merely as a long-standing resident of the North Ward, but as a concerned custodian of our city's collective memory. The recent announcement regarding the Nexus Urban Renewal Initiative, a euphemism for the wholesale demolition of the Victorian-era warehouses in St. Jude's Quarter, has been met with a mixture of bewilderment and profound consternation among the local community. While I am cognizant of the exigencies of modern urban development and the undeniable need for sustainable housing, the current proposal appears to operate under the fallacious assumption that progress necessitates the erasure of the past. The quarter is not a mere collection of dilapidated masonry, it is the physical manifestation of our city's industrial heritage. Each weathered brick and iron girder speaks to a bygone era of craftsmanship that modern glass and steel monoliths, for all their technological sophistication, fail to replicate. The architectural discourse surrounding this project has been singularly focused on utility, yet it ignores the psychological impact of our surroundings. The juxtaposition of the old and the new creates a dialogue across time, a conversation that is silenced when we opt for the perfunctory demolition of historical structures. The homogenization of our urban landscapes is a phenomenon that should give us pause. If every city center becomes an interchangeable grid of luxury condominiums and boutique retail chains, we lose the genius loci, that unique spirit of place, that distinguishes us from any other global metropolis. Should the committee proceed with the current plan, it would be an irrevocable blow to our cultural identity. We risk creating a sterile environment where history is relegated to a few plaques on a wall, rather than being lived and breathed in the spaces we inhabit. Furthermore, the socio-economic implications are equally troubling. The proposed revitalization threatens to marginalize the very artisans and small-scale entrepreneurs who have, against all odds, breathed life back into the quarter over the last decade. It is a bitter irony that the very vibrancy created by these communities is now being leveraged to justify their displacement in favor of high-yield commercial interests. Had the Planning Commission engaged in a more robust and transparent consultation process with the residents, perhaps a more nuanced middle ground could have been achieved, one that prioritizes adaptive reuse over total destruction. I urge the committee to reconsider the current trajectory. Let us not be remembered as the generation that traded its soul for a temporary boost in property tax revenue. We have a moral imperative to preserve the architectural integrity of St. Jude's for those who will follow in our footsteps. I trust that the committee will weigh these considerations with the gravity they deserve. Yours faithfully, Julian Sterling, Ph.D. Now let's move to the quiz. Listen carefully. Which of the following best describes the tone of the letter? A. Indifferent and purely analytical. B. Aggressive and dismissive of all modern progress. C. Eloquent, formal, and deeply concerned. D. Optimistic and supportive of the Planning Commission's vision. So, what's your answer? Comment A, B, C or D below. The correct answer is in the pinned comment. If you learned something new, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and